So I think I discovered the secret to uh, weight loss. Um, it's crazy because for the last 2 months or so, um, I've been doing some diet, and I started in the last couple of weeks exercising more. And I think the secret to weight loss might be diet and exercise. But I'm not sure how that translates with things. So, aside from kind of knowing that diet and exercise kind of changes, what kept me? I've always known that diet and exercise always is a key to certain things. But what's the things that changes me, or that got me to doing the things that I wanted to, or that pushed me into pursuing that? And I think if there was that. As for me, as it is with things I'm pursuing in my life, but having a willingness. What's your willingness? What's your thing? And for me, I had a few different things that drove me into pursuing that. And one of the things was just health. Everything was kind of falling apart, but I wanted to write a new future for myself. A lot of people try to find themselves, and I think in the prayers that I've been telling myself was creating something new in this future, and being a creative being. I feel like our lives are our canvases. So, what was I going to paint in my future in this next couple months? So that's one thing that came up. Also, having a context to the things that I wanted to do when I started changing the diet and exercise. But a lot of, like I brought up in some of the videos before, a lot of the things that I do have been fueled by curiosity. Like, I've been just honestly curious, like, what would happen if I did this? What would happen if I did the juicing, if I kept on doing the juicing? Or what would happen if I adapted a ketogenic diet? I didn't know. And it's kind of fun it's kind of fun for me when I took my body, my canvas, all these different things, and there's this thing that's out there. It looks good. What if I applied myself to something that was good, that was out there? What differences would happen in my life? So I think that's the thing, that it was the contextual shift for me. So I want to talk about diet and exercise. It's interesting because I've been, over the last few months, I've went through the juicing that I did. And then after I did the juicing, I went to a ketogenic diet, which is really interesting. I lost tons of weight, and I guess I forgot what they refer to me, my body type. You have ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs. And I took this little test, and my body type, you have ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs. And I took this little test, and this is what it showed me, that it was an online test. You just answer a bunch of questions, said what you were. But I've always had like a certain muscle structure underneath, after all the weight that I gained in my motorcycle accident. So when I started to lose weight, people were always asking, have you been working out? Have you been working out? And after losing about 50 pounds over the last few months, people are always wondering, do you work out? And when doing the juicing, I did a little bit of working out, probably a couple times a week. I was at a calorie deficit often, and I think that's what made me, when I was working out. But when you're on such a low caloric intake, my experience of working out was very, very difficult. It took more effort to get that amount of work done. And after actually switching to a ketogenic diet, I actually got really busy with work, a lot of things coming in, and it was hard for me to get to the gym, but I kept strict on my ketogenic diet. And looking at the last maybe 8 weeks, on average, I was at the gym about 1.5 days per week. So most of my weight loss actually came from diet, which was interesting. And maybe I'll show you, if you look at Vox, VOX, about how at most, if you were to work out extremely hard or have your workout regimen only about 30% of your caloric burn would actually come from exercise, and the other 70% would be during the day. So if you're able to, on the front end, look at your diet, and that was actually my experience. It was easier for me to lose weight through diet than it was through exercise. So took some pictures. I'm gonna do some before and after. I've done diet and I've done some exercise in the past. What happens if you link those two? I want to see what difference it makes in my body. So, because life is life. So, I got one of these little heart rate monitors that you kind of just strap on, and it links to your phone, and it tells you your target heart rate. And they have different zones. So there's like maybe I should limit my workouts to I don't know what's reasonable for most people. Maybe 30-40 minutes in the red zone per week. I don't know. Maybe I'll just try that, and then I'm gonna just start recording and I'll start sharing. So I'll probably just do a couple updates in a couple weeks. Just because when I like weigh myself, I don't like to get in that daily routine of, oh, I weighed 157 today. Oh, I weigh 162 today. Oh, I just kind of want to look at the end of the week, and then see kind of where my results are from there. Because I think that sometimes what we get kind of like mixed up in is, am I losing weight, when a kind of a just as important question is, or maybe different question of importance is, how do I feel and how do I look? Because I've noticed a couple times in my life where I've weighed at 172, and I've had the 172 when I was doing CrossFit was a lot different than a 172 when I got out of my motorcycle accident. My body tone was very different when I was doing tons of high intensity workouts, as opposed to my body was at a soft 172. What does diet and exercise do? I've been doing just diet. What happens if I had exercise? So that's just kind of the curiosity that I've been into, to see how I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna switch up my diet. I'm still gonna keep keto, but one of the things I'm actually gonna be doing is using my my green drink, which has a little bit of calories, a little bit of carb. Workout. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna be doing, but that's kind of the idea behind it. So I'll keep you posted. Probably post something up in the next week and a half. So stay tuned. I'll let you guys know.